Welcome to Enigmatic Ends, your gateway to unraveling the mysterious fates of history's most infamous figures. Imagine a man consumed by boundless ambition who set out to conquer the lands of India, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. This is the tale of Muhammad Ghori, the invader whose rise to power was as ruthless as his downfall was poetic. In today's episode, we delve into the legendary confrontations between Ghori and the valiant Prithviraj Chauhan, tales of betrayal, resilience, and a divine reckoning that sealed Ghori's fate forever. Stay tuned as we uncover how this ambitious ruler's conquests turned into his ultimate undoing, proving that justice, divine or otherwise, has its way of balancing the scales. Long ago, in the rugged terrains of Ghor, Afghanistan, a man named Mu'izz al-Din Muhammad Ghori was born in 1149 CE. Ambitious and relentless, he would later become one of the most feared invaders in Indian history. After inheriting the throne from his elder brother, Ghiyas-ud-Din, Muhammad Ghori turned his eyes towards the fertile plains of India, driven by a thirst for power and glory. But this is not just a story of conquest, it's a tale of destruction, betrayal, and divine justice that reminds us that those who harm humanity often meet a fitting end. Ghori's ambition knew no bounds. In 1191 CE, he launched his first invasion of India and faced the formidable Prithviraj Chauhan, ruler of Delhi and Ajmer, in the First Battle of Tarain. According to historical accounts, Ghori's army of approximately 50,000 soldiers, consisting of cavalry and archers, faced Prithviraj's 100,000-strong army, including war elephants. Ghori's forces were decisively defeated as Prithviraj's superior strategy and his army's discipline overwhelmed the invaders. According to the Prithviraj Raso, Prithviraj captured Ghori but showed mercy by sparing his life, an act celebrated as chivalrous but later regretted as a grave mistake. A year later, in 1192 CE, Ghori returned with a meticulously planned strategy and a larger force of 120,000 soldiers, including Turkish mounted archers. The Second Battle of Tarain was marked by treachery. Ghori's agents allegedly bribed key Rajput allies to abandon Prithviraj, weakening his defense. The battle began with intense combat, but Ghori's tactics, feigning retreat to lure Rajput forces into a vulnerable position, turned the tide. Prithviraj's forces, though valiant, were overwhelmed, and he was captured. The aftermath of this battle is steeped in legend. According to the Prithviraj Raso, Prithviraj was blinded and taken to Ghazni, where, guided by his loyal court poet Chand Badai, he avenged himself by shooting Ghori with a well-aimed arrow during an archery demonstration. This tale, though celebrated in folklore, remains debated among historians, as other sources claim Prithviraj was executed without dramatic retaliation. Wherever Muhammad Ghori marched, destruction followed, leaving a legacy of despair and devastation that reverberates through history. In Ajmer, his forces massacred over 10,000 people, including women and children, according to historical estimates. Temples that had stood as symbols of cultural and spiritual pride for centuries were plundered and desecrated. It is said that the local nobles attempted to resist, but were overwhelmed by Ghori's numerically superior forces. The city's treasures were seized, and the surviving population was enslaved, with many families torn apart. From Ajmer, Ghori's wrath turned to Kannauj, a prosperous center of culture and trade. Kannauj fell to his army after a brief but fierce battle where the defending forces, led by local chieftains, were outmaneuvered. Eyewitness accounts from Prithviraj Vijaya suggest that over 15,000 residents were slaughtered, while thousands more were enslaved. The plunder from Kanauja's palaces and temples, including gold and precious artifacts, became the financial backbone for Ghori's future campaigns. Even the sacred city of Benares, Varanasi, could not escape Ghori's destructive spree. Historical texts like the Hamira Mahakavya recount how revered temples were razed to the ground and idols, some dating back centuries, were deliberately destroyed to erase cultural identity. Over 20,000 priests, scholars, and devotees were reportedly killed, and the city's famed libraries, holding irreplaceable manuscripts, were set ablaze. This deliberate annihilation wiped out centuries of knowledge, leaving a void in the cultural and intellectual heritage of the region. These atrocities underscore the sheer scale of Muhammad Ghori's conquests and the terror he inflicted, making his name a byword for destruction and cruelty across the Indian subcontinent. But history has a way of balancing the scales. Muhammad Ghori, the man who sought to impose terror and destruction, met his ignoble end in 1206 CE, a conclusion that echoes tales of divine justice. However, one version of his death, preserved in the pages of the Prithviraj Chauhan, adds an extraordinary layer to this narrative. According to the epic, Ghori's demise was not just the result of an assassin's blade, but a culmination of Prithviraj Chauhan's vengeance. As per this account, after Prithviraj was blinded and taken to Ghazni, his trusted court poet, Chand Bardai, devised a daring plan to exact retribution. Ghori, unaware of the simmering defiance in his captive, commanded a public demonstration of archery, mockingly inviting the now blind Prithviraj to participate. Guided by Chand Bardai's covert instructions, Prithviraj took aim not at a target, but at Ghori himself. The poet's cryptic verse, Char Bans Chobis Gaj, Angulasht Pramanta Upar Sultan Hai Machuko Choha, 4 bamboos, 24 yards, and 8 fingers above stands the Sultan. Do not miss, Chauhan, provided the precise measurements needed. In one swift motion, the blind king released his arrow, striking Ghori squarely in the chest and ending the life of the man who had tormented India. This act of poetic justice resonates deeply with the themes of valor, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of a warrior king. Whether fact or folklore, the story immortalizes Prithviraj Chauhan as not just a ruler but a symbol of defiance against tyranny, ensuring that Ghori's legacy remains one of humiliation and defeat in the annals of Indian history. With Ghori's death, the Ghurid Empire began to crumble. His successors failed to hold on to the territories he had so ruthlessly acquired. The lands he once ruled were reclaimed by others, and his legacy faded into the annals of history, a grim reminder of the impermanence of power. The story of Muhammad Ghori is not just about ambition and conquest. It's a tale of the cosmic balance of justice. Those who sow destruction often reap the same fate. Was his death merely a coincidence, or was it a divine judgment for the atrocities he committed? That is for you to decide. Thank you for joining us on Enigmatic Ends. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to uncover the mysterious rise and fall of history's most infamous figures.